Alright, Gustavo. The ceiling here, that's what it looks like after 3 coats of mud. 3 coats of mud. The secret is to, when you do a patch, is to make sure there is no patch. So what I'm doing is I'm gradually tapering it out, and so it's all one level and it's nice and smooth. You can see there's an old patch here where the kitchen and the house meet. That looks pretty bad. You could definitely see that patch. That's a pretty bad patch. My patch is not going to look like that. Yeah, I guess it doesn't look as bad on camera, but in person you could definitely tell there's a pretty good patch right there. Right there. So that patch right here will not look like that. You're not going to be able to tell that was ever damaged. It'll be perfectly smooth. It's taken 3 coats of mud to get that way, though, to get it perfect. Behind the walls are easy to do. That's behind where the stove's going to go. That one actually needs another coat. I got a little divot right there. That's because there's a big chunk in the existing plaster, and I'm trying to rip as little of the wall out as possible. I sealed off that old ductwork vent. I got a lot of lumber underneath this. This is good and solid. So when we put the new floor down over top of that, you'll never know that was ever there. There's the new vent shaft. It's doing fine. The laminate floor, we ripped it up, leveled off the subfloor, and put the new floor back down. We still have some of this flooring left over. So there was I don't know if you remember, there was a big soft spot right here, but it's not like that anymore. All the living room is painted. The only thing we got left is right here from this line back. But the problem is this mud. I gotta wait for this mud to dry. And I gotta wait for that mud to dry. Once those 2 muds have dried, I can sand it. And then after we sand it, we clean up the dust, and then we can paint but this is just the kitchen, so this painting will be maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours of painting, if that. And then after that, we'll lay down the new floor that's going here. The new floor that's going here will go in fairly quickly as well. So, I noticed there's some things in the bathroom that need to get done. Wasn't part of what you asked me to do, but I'm pretty sure I set the toilet in here. The floor is rose up, so I'm going to need to extend the flange and put a wax ring and new bolts in right there so to get the toilet set. I was going to hang the light. I got it out of the box. I went to hang it, and this box is recessed too much. The bolts for the light can't reach that box. The edge of this box needs to be flush with a hole. It's sunk in about 1 inch, which is a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unscrew this box from the stud behind it. I'm going to pull the box out of the wall if I can, tuck that wire down in the wall, put a piece of lumber in 1 inch in thickness, and then reset that box in so it's flush with this so I can mount the light. The electrician kind of screwed me over there. I noticed you brung some baseboards in, but what I did is I reused the existing trim because it matches. Once I caulk and paint this, you won't be able to tell. I will have to replace a small section there. The same goes for here. I think it would be better for me to put the old trim in because it'll match the shape perfect and it won't look like a patch. So those new baseboards you brung, I could use one of them behind the stove. There was some wood damage there. And I guess that's about it. The patch in here, they did a great job with the wall, patching the wall. But the boards, the baseboards are horrible. They just used old quarter rounds, so you got V-notches in the middle of your wall. And it just looks crappy here. And here they just plastered to kind of match the 2 boards together. And then another where they reused an old piece of trim instead of one continuous piece. That just looks grimy down there. That's up to you if you want me to tackle that. But let me get the main stuff done, which is hopefully I won't have to hit this with mud again. We'll sand it down and then sand that down, and we'll be out of here tomorrow. And I'm going to have to do something about that crack up there. That's actually plaster cracking. What I'll do is I'll just caulk that before we paint it. That should be fine. That's a stress crack. This fan is really grimy. It's definitely pretty greasy looking in there. I'm going to take this cover plate off, clean up in there a little bit, clean the cover plate so some paint will stick to it, paint it and put it back up, and if you want we could put a decorative grill over top of it. That wouldn't be hard. But so that's what's going on.